We had an incident occur this morning in the 4800 block of Old Fort Hill Drive. Residents called in and reported that there had been some type of an explosion that had occurred in the residence. Again, this was reported at 6:44 in the morning, and they reported that there were 2 people that had been injured in this explosion. We immediately had police officers responding, along with the Austin Fire Department and Austin Travis County EMS services. Upon arrival, the police officers, the EMS technicians, and firefighters went to the residence, and what we found was an explosion had occurred inside the residence. There were 2 people that had been injured. One of those persons has died of their injuries. We believe this person to be a 17-year-old male. The other was an adult female who was transported to a local hospital with what we believe to be non-life-threatening injuries. What we understand at this point is that early this morning, one of the residents went out front and there was a package on the front doorstep. They brought that package inside the residence, and as they opened that package, both victims were in the kitchen and the package exploded, causing the injuries that resulted in the young man's death and the injuries to the adult female. What we can tell you right now is the United States Postal Service has reviewed their records, and that we do not believe that this was at all a delivery that came through the Postal Service. And we're checking with our other package delivery services as well, but the initial indication from them is that this was not a package that was delivered by any mail service. The incident is very similar to the incident that occurred in Austin back on March 2nd, and if you'll remember, that incident also occurred in the morning hours when the victim in that case went out front and found a package on their front steps that exploded, causing that individual's death. We are looking at these incidents as being related based on similarities that we have seen in the initial evidence that we have on hand here today compared to what we found on the scene of that explosion that took place a week back. We are looking at anything that might tie these 2 together, but again, what we've seen on the initial review of this scene, and we're very early on in the investigation, there are similarities that we cannot rule out that these 2 incidents are in fact related. So with that, I want to put out some safety messages. First of all, we want the community to be aware that this has happened, and obviously there's the possibility that these are related. So if you find any suspicious packages on your front porch at your residence, do not handle them, but instead call 911 and let us come out and take a look at those packages and ensure that they are safe. We don't know what the motive behind these may be. We do know that both of the homes that were the recipients of these packages belonged to African Americans, so we cannot rule out that hate crime is at the core of this, but we're not saying that that's the cause as well. We're just acknowledging and we're looking at any possible motivations that would link these 2 cases together so that we can put this case together, understanding the victimology and who might these individuals have known and had in common